This is a 1997 collection of two Godzilla films on VHS tape. The 1973 film, Godzilla vs. Megalon, and the 1966 film, Ibara, Horror of the Deep. Of course, when I was watching it back then, I knew it as Godzilla vs. the Sea Monster. Back in the VHS days, it was harder to get a hold of foreign films, especially in their original languages. So, of course, back then, almost everybody in the US was watching Godzilla films in their dubbed form. These movies are a lot of fun. And personally, in addition to being a big comic book fan, I'd say that kaiju films are probably my favorite aspect of Japanese popular culture. And while we're talking, we've been lucky. Godzilla has been around since 1954, and there are still great films being produced, with the great kaiju, including Godzilla -1, I think is an all-timer. It's one of the absolute best Godzilla films and kaiju films ever made. But of course, I have my own personal favorites. The property's been around for decades. There are dozens of films to choose from. While I acknowledge, of course, that the 1954 film is a classic, expressing the post-war pathos of Japan and kickstarting a classic franchise, I tend to favor the Godzilla films that are a bit more of oddballs. My top three, I would say, I would go with the 1964 film, Mothra vs. Godzilla. It's a classic. I love Mothra, and I love the priestesses, the twins who work with her. I like all that lore. And that is really the first franchise type film, and I think it does the crossover of all the monsters the best. So I love Mothra versus Godzilla. I also love the 1969 film, All Monsters Attack, where as you watch the film, you can't really tell if the monsters exist in that world or if the kaiju are more of a figment of children's imaginations. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. And I also really like Godzilla vs. Hedorah, which is a 1971 film, where basically Godzilla fights pollution. And it's an expression of where Japan was at that time, with a fast-growing economy and a lot of industrial pollution, particularly in Tokyo. But this is where it all started for me. I was 10 years old when my grandmother picked this up for me back in 1997, and I think she bought it from Target back in the 1990s.